From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Thursday morning. We're almost to the end of the work week, and we're almost to the end of this atmospheric river. We have one more day of elevated rain chances, but by 4 a.m. tomorrow, we're looking much drier. After that, wind gusts going to be persistent for today, tonight, and for tomorrow. Gusts between 20 to 45 miles per hour. A little bit of snow for a Cascade Passes, probably not much though, and highs staying consistent. Lows a little bit colder by Friday night. Okay, First Alert radar is showing you not much for lower elevations, but we are seeing some light showers up in the Cascades. Winds are doing their thing right now out of the south and west, mostly impacting the mountains for now, but this will spread down to lower elevations a little bit later in the day. Temperatures kind of all over the place right now. 36 in Ellensburg, 56 in the Tri-Cities, 49 in Pendleton. The closer you are to the Blue Foothills, the warmer it's going to be, just given those winds coming out of the south and out of the west. Here's your day planner forecast for this Thursday. It's going to start off mostly dry, little shower chances, but definitely picking up in bulk as we head into the afternoon. I'll time all that out with Futurecast coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a Richland man has been arrested after a multi-agency response. We have a breakdown of the dramatic SWAT operation coming up. Plus, the suspects behind a daring Kennewick restaurant break-in could finally be caught. The latest on the investigation straight ahead. And we are taking an inside look at election centers where ballots were pouring in and every vote could make a difference in tight races. We'll break down the latest on election results. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Thursday, November 6th. We're going to get right into your top stories. We're starting off with a crime alert where a Richland man has been arrested on suspicion of stealing a car, a gun, as well as other items from an off-duty security officer. This happened early yesterday morning, and the efforts to arrest him triggered a response from multiple agencies and the SWAT team to an apartment complex. According to the Richland Police Department, Raymond Smith is accused of breaking into his neighbor's apartment and stealing personal items, a rifle, and a car at the Shoreline Apartments off Duportail. The victim says he spotted Smith driving his car around and returned home to find things had been taken. Authorities say Smith was also wanted by the Department of Corrections, and he has a history of violent interactions. The U.S. Marshals had already been in contact with Richland PD to get him off the streets. The SWAT team was called in, and Smith was arrested a short time later. That was during a traffic stop as he tried to leave the apartments. Authorities say upon searching Smith's apartment, they found the stolen merchandise and 2 other handguns that were reported stolen out of Oregon. Now to a follow-up in Kennewick where police are asking for 2 people to turn themselves in. They're wanted in connection to the break-in at Hubby's Pizza. Police are looking for 20-year-old Andres Medina Garcina and 18-year-old David Semenyuk. Officials say their whereabouts are unknown at this time. The pair is suspected to have been involved in the October 16th break-in at the restaurant Hubby's Pizza, and that's where we're told thieves drove a stolen car through a wall, and that was in an attempt to steal the restaurant's ATM.
We are asking for these subjects to turn themselves in. We don't believe that's going to occur, which is why we're asking the public for their help. If you know where they're at, if you know what they're up to, you can be anonymous if you want to through our www.kpdtips.com.
Commander Merkel also says people can submit information through KPD's non-emergency dispatch line. And stay tuned for Good Morning Northwest at 6 this morning, where we'll show you security footage that Apple Valley News Now obtained from the night that it happened. 5:04 and in Pasco now, the city is on the hunt to fill its at-large city council seat. This opening comes after former council member Peter Harpster resigned with 2 years left in his term. The Pasco city manager says the city council must appoint someone to fill the vacancy, and the process kicks off at the regular city council meeting on December 1st. That's where applications will be reviewed and candidates invited for interviews. Then on December 8th, a special city council meeting will be held to conduct those interviews and likely appoint someone to the seat.
You know, Pasco's at a unique opportunity. We're growing significantly, and it's an opportunity to really lay the legacy and the future of Pasco here over the next several years. So it's a great opportunity to really get involved and make a difference, especially if you love and are passionate about Pasco.
This is the city's only at-large council seat, meaning any Pasco resident can apply. And once appointed, the new council member will officially take their position at the start of the new year. A link to apply is available on our Apple Valley News Now website. Talking your voice, your vote now. Though voting has come to a close, what happens next might surprise you. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia reports some races are still too close to call, and you'll want to hear why staying on top of your ballot's journey matters before the final results are sealed.
Charles Ross, the Yakima County Auditor, calls the next few days grind time at election centers with ballots pouring in and the counting just getting started. On election night, Ross and his team collected about 6,400 ballots from drop boxes, but that's just the beginning.
We're sitting at about 21% return right now with a total of 28,695 ballots in, but there are more yet to come. We have a team out emptying all the drop boxes throughout the county. We have 15 different locations that were open until 8 p.m. last night, so we'll bring all those ballots in today and start counting those as well.
Ross breaks down that while some races might already show a clear winner, others are hanging by a thread with results so close, every single ballot counts.
We don't call races, but when you're 20 points ahead, there's no way it could change. There's just not enough ballots out there to even probably make a difference to a change. But some of these races are 3 or 4, winning by 3 or 4 ballots. So that's definitely a race that could change.
Wondering if your vote made it to the finish line? Ross says if there's any issues with your ballot, like a missing signature, they'll be reaching out to you soon.
Within a couple days from now, there just won't be any more ballots coming in, but there's always the ability for people to cure their signature problems. So, they have up until, the 24th to come in and fix their ballot. If their signature was not on there or mismatched, they can, try to cure that with a form.
Ross says while the overall voting pattern is trending average for a general election without a presidential race, this year saw a spike in voters using drop boxes instead of mailing in ballots. Mark your calendar. The general election results are set to be certified by November 25th. After that, all races are locked in, unless challenged in court. Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. And continuing our coverage on the election, while results are still coming in, the Kaibi School District's replacement levy is in jeopardy of not passing. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with the superintendent to get an idea of what's happening and what could happen next.
Last night, votes were tallied for Washington's November general election, and one big decision on the ballot was a replacement levy for the Keona-Benton School District. The small Benton County district, which serves about 1,400 students, is asking voters to renew a 2-year, $4.9 million levy to help fund programs not covered by basic state education, things like athletics, arts, and extracurricular activities. If approved, the levy would collect $1.50 for every $1,000 of assessed property value, but Superintendent Pete Peterson says they're not yet where they'd like to be with votes.
We've got a yes vote at 46.25%. We're about 81 votes short at this point. So we knew it would be tight either way. So we also know that there's still a lot of ballots to be counted in Benton County.
However, Peterson says he's optimistic as more ballots are counted, support could still grow.
We have seen about a 2% to 2.5% bump following the first results, meaning that the yes votes tend to come in later, the no votes come in earlier, so we see as they count the later votes, we see that uptick.
Keona-Benton School District officials tell me that if this levy for sure does fail, they could potentially do another replacement levy sometime early next year. However, that could cause some challenges when trying to draw up plans for future budgets.
Best guess would, the earliest that my recommendation would be to go out would be for an April of next year, next spring. That throws us into some difficult situations because that's about the same time that we're also planning the budget for 26-27. So there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to when will this go out again.
However, Peterson says that regardless of the levy's outcome, he expects to have a draft for a balanced budget by June.
The main thing there is we're going to make sure that we have as much financial stability as possible, regardless of our revenue, and move forward with a budget based on that revenue.
The Keona-Benton School District is remaining optimistic about the outcome of the levy and will move forward regardless of the result. In Benton City, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And according to school officials, the final results for the levy might not be completely known until next week. But for a full breakdown on election results, you can use our Apple Valley News Now app, or you can head to our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. Click on the election results banner, which you can find near the top of the page, and that'll take you to the results. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, flight cuts could be coming, and not just a few. The FAA says it's preparing to slash flights at dozens of major airports as the government shutdown drags on. Coming up in Consumer Alerts, we'll tell you how soon those reductions could start and what it could mean for your weekend travel plans. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert weather forecast. It's all coming up on the other side of the break.
Welcome to Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar in Kennewick, where every visit feels like a celebration of flavor, friendship, and Northwest hospitality.
As the executive chef, I actually get to work out front a lot, so I'm delivering food to the guests and I'm able to talk to them. And I personally enjoy working our grill and doing the steaks like our ribeyes and our fillets and really great cuts of meat. It's just nice to be able to create something and then see the customer, try it and really enjoy it.
When I see new faces that I haven't seen before, I like going over and talking to them, making sure they have a good time.
Kitchen staff here has me so spoiled. It's hard for me to go out to eat anywhere else because they are fast and efficient, and I think the presentation is beautiful. I think that we have servers that really care about their job. I can see how much they care about their tables and their customers and making sure that everybody leaves happy.
The time you're here spent with us, we're going to make you laugh, have a great time, and make you part of the family. A popular drink for sure is going to be the lemon drop, which comes in different flavors such as huckleberry, strawberry, raspberry, or a classic. But my job in particular is to make sure guests are happy and smile.
From handcrafted cocktails to chef-inspired dishes, every detail at Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar is designed for one thing, making you feel right at home. Join us at Columbia Center Mall in Kennewick, where every day is a celebration of great food, great drinks, and great company.
Thank you.
I got this.
I need to know how strong your love is. How strong your love is. 'Cause I've been waiting. Yeah.
New America Credit Union. Money where it matters.
McCurley Mazda proudly supports local veterans with the Friends of Disabled Veterans. Join our letter writing campaign now through November 11th. Drop off a note at McCurley Mazda and remind our heroes they're not forgotten. The Dennis Welch Never Forgotten campaign.
The city needs us at our best, even when things are at their worst.
113, all hands on! Ho!
This newscast sponsored by Shriners Children's Spokane. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We could see a little bit of snow for our Cascade Passes late tonight into tomorrow as well. And when I say a little bit, I'm talking 1 to 3 inches here. 3 inches for US Highway 12, a couple inches for I-90, maybe an inch for US 97, and just trace amounts for US 97 at Salinas Pass and for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Let's take it back down to lower elevations. High temperatures staying cool, mostly in the 50s over the next 7 days. Mostly the key word there, as today will actually end up being in the low 60s, maybe even some mid 60s in the foothills. So that's going to feel quite mild, quite comfortable. Now, obviously, it's going to feel a little bit cooler with some of those wind gusts. But you see, after that in the Tri-Cities, we will keep it in the 50s, mostly seasonal stuff for the first and second weeks of November. Overnight lows going to drop down into the 30s for Friday night and beyond, so we'll be noticeably colder by then. Now for tonight, still with those wind gusts in play, we'll be in the low to mid 40s for the basin and for the foothills, a little bit cooler in the valleys. But by the time we get to Friday night, see those overnight lows are going to go down by about 5-ish degrees, at least in the Yakima Valley. We'll be in the upper 20s, and in the lower Columbia Basin, we'll probably end up being in the low 30s and just subtly warmer after that. All right, here's the big, really two main weather stories over the next 24 to 36 hours, the rain chances and the winds. I'll talk about both coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We turn now to a consumer alert. It's a move that could impact tens of thousands of air travelers in the coming days. Amid the ongoing government shutdown, which is now at day 36, the FAA has announced it's cutting flight capacity at major airports across the country. If implemented, airlines will be forced to cancel flights. ABC's Alex Stone has the details.
In an unprecedented move, the FAA says as it struggles with air traffic control staffing due to the government shutdown, it will cut 10% of flights at 40 major airports across the country. A source telling ABC News it will begin with 4% on Friday and work up to 10%.
This is about where is the pressure and how do we alleviate the pressure. Our sole role is to make sure that we keep this airspace as safe as possible.
If it's carried out, it will mean thousands of flights canceled going into the weekend. Air traffic controllers and TSA officers have now gone 6 weeks without pay, and they're increasingly calling out sick.
We're going to work with the airlines to do this in a systematic way.
On Wednesday at Philadelphia's airport, 2 TSA security checkpoints had to be closed for lack of staffing. Cleverson Schmidt is an FAA radar technician and a union rep. He says these impacts will get worse the longer federal workers don't get paid. Telling ABC's Rachel Scott.
So you were already short-staffed?
Correct.
And how much worse has the shutdown made it?
It's exponentially made it worse. I don't know by what factor. I can't state, but it is significant because we're exhausted now.
In response, the White House saying in a statement the president, quote, thinks it's tragic what's happening and wishes the Democrats would end it by siding with him to reopen the government. But Democrats say Tuesday's election results prove it's time for Republicans to negotiate on ending the shutdown. ABC News exclusively obtaining the list of airports that will be announced on Thursday. The airports include the nation's biggest, like Atlanta Hartsfield, Boston Logan, Denver, JFK, LaGuardia, LAX, Chicago O'Hare, Oakland, Phoenix, San Diego, and Seattle. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And SeaTac is one of the nation's busiest airports, ranked in the top 15. And with those early estimates showing a 10% reduction, that could mean about 55 fewer flights and more than 8,000 seats off the schedule. And this is a developing story, so we'll keep you updated. But keep it here because coming up next, Josh Colbreth is back with how your weather is looking. It's all coming up in his full First Alert weather forecast, which is on the other side of the break.
Dear Friday, let's put good times in gear. We've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Heck, we might even cancel Monday. Toyota trucks.
Right now, you can lease a tough new 2025 Toyota Tacoma for just $259 per month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits that help you life better. Because being human is a full-time job.
Today's seniors are enjoying life more than ever before, and part of that comes from the independence of driving. Just because I'm a senior, and maybe you are too, do we really have to pay outrageously high insurance rates? No, we don't.
When was the last time you checked to see if you could get a lower insurance rate?
Just call the number on your screen and speak with a licensed insurance agent.
Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? If so, you're just throwing your money away.
You change your oil, you change your tires. Well, maybe it's time to change your car's insurance company.
You may be able to save a lot of money.
As a responsible driver, you always check your gauges, right? And you check for other cars and pedestrians.
Well, now is the time to check on your auto insurance rates. You need to make sure that you're not paying more than you need to.
1-800-825-0861. 1-800-825-0861.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have another about 24 hours of this atmospheric river to go. Then after that, we're going to be much drier out there. So let's go ahead and put all this into motion with Futurecast radar. 8 this morning, just a few spotty showers on the map. And then by lunchtime, here's that next significant round in the Cascades. You see some heavier rainfall, and then that's going to become much more widespread as we head into the afternoon and into the evening. 5 p.m. looking pretty wet out there. And then for midnight, still this area of rainfall concentrated over the Blues. You see some snow showers up in the Cascades, and those could continue throughout the morning on Friday, but I'm thinking after lunchtime trending a lot drier, and you see even a decent amount of sunshine for lower elevations. You can track all that yourself day by day and hour by hour precip chances for your exact home address. You can figure all that out by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting through 4 p.m. tomorrow, around an inch and some change for the Cascades, and this would include both rainfall and melted snowfall. You see to the east of there, not much doing, but models have trended a little bit wetter for the foothills and for the Blues, 0.2 to 0.5 inches of rainfall expected. Okay, much drier after today. You see we're going to be completely dry in the Yakima Valley from Friday through Tuesday. Maybe some little shower chances could come back by the middle of next week. Okay, the other aspect to the tail end of this atmospheric river, the wind gusts. They're going to be picking up for today, tonight, and for tomorrow. Gusts spanning anywhere between 20 to 45 miles per hour. Now for today, 20 to 35 miles per hour. For tonight, this is probably going to be the strongest time frame. You see US 97. The Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Pendleton, Walla Walla, and the Blue Mountains seeing gusts between 40 to 45 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, as those winds will shift out of the north and west, they're going to shoot down the mountain gap. And so that's when we're going to see the strongest winds in the Kittitas Valley. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Almost a 50-50 chance that the rain reaches us during the day, but rain will be much more likely this evening. In Yakima, rain likely today and tonight, then a much drier stretch of weather. For Ellensburg, wet weather likely Thursday, then winds picking up Friday, as again, those winds shift out of the northwest and shoot down the valley. Then in Hermiston, rain chances increasing during the late afternoon into the evening, drying out for Friday, but with winds turning up. And then for Walla Walla, rain likely today and tonight. Maybe some leftover showers for Friday, but dry weather on tap for the weekend.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a record-breaking Netflix hit is getting a sequel, and a Muppet icon is heading to the big screen. All the details is coming up in your entertainment news right after the break.
The Veterans Day sale is on now at all Walker's Furniture stores.
Get some of the biggest store-wide savings of the year, including double discounts. Or no money down, no minimum purchase, no interest financing for up to 5 years. Living rooms to bedrooms, dining sets to mattresses. Save big and make your home a space that everyone can enjoy.
And with a double sales tax discount, it's the perfect time to get your home ready for the holidays. Today through Tuesday at Walker's.
The holiday season is in full swing at Shelby's Floral. Shelby's invites you to celebrate the joys of Christmas. Step into a wondrous world filled with the magic of the holiday season. Discover beautiful holiday decor, seasonal centerpieces, and gifts that capture the spirit of giving. Let Shelby's inspire you with a beautiful custom arrangement to complement your seasonal style. At Shelby's, we can bring your home to life with the joys of Christmas. Celebrating 50 years of holiday giving. Come visit Shelby's Floral on Clearwater in Kennewick.
Don't you hate that dirty old hose? It kinks, splits, and it always leaks. And it's way too heavy to carry around. It's time to get the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead. Just turn on the water and watch it grow to a full-size hose. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the new Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees. Just connect to the spigot and watch it pivot. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking back to a pocket-size hose. And it makes it easy to carry and put away. Call or go online now to get the Superlight 25-foot Pocket Hose Copperhead today for only $29.99. Order right now and get our 10-pattern thumb drive spray nozzle free. Simply use your thumb to turn it on or off. There is a strict limit of 3 per order, so don't wait. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-957-5184 or visit getcopperhead.com. So call 1-800-957-5184 or visit getcopperhead.com. Order now.
Wait! Go, go, go! Yeah!
Touchdown, Philadelphia. Something special going on with the Packers.
Eagles, Packers, Monday Night Football at 5. Apple Valley News Now.
Next live.
All's fair in love and morning television.
From All's Fair, Tiana Taylor. Plus, Brittany Snow from The Beast in Me.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's a big morning in entertainment news, from a K-pop smash getting a sequel to Hollywood legend being honored.
And even a familiar face returning to the dance floor. Alex Stone has more on what's happening in Hollywood this morning.
You think we're just gonna let you steal our fans? You're gonna have to fight us for that.
A K-pop Demon Hunters sequel is now reportedly in the works. Netflix and Sony are planning a follow-up to the record-setting animated musical film. It's slated for release in 2029. The first K-pop Demon Hunters follows a fictional all-girl K-pop group who are also in charge of slaying demons. It's the most popular Netflix film of all time and has had 3 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. Dame Helen Mirren will receive the Cecil B. DeMille Award ahead of the Golden Globe ceremony, which is scheduled for early next year. The award, which has been handed out for more than 70 years, honors the lifetime achievements of some of Hollywood's biggest stars.
It is the one and only Tom Bergeron!
Tom Bergeron is returning to ABC's Dancing with the Stars as a guest judge. It's all because of the show's 20th anniversary, which will be celebrated next Tuesday. Bergeron left the show in 2020. Miss Piggy is for the first time getting her own movie. Jennifer Lawrence revealing on a podcast that herself and Emma Stone are developing a new film centered around the iconic Muppet, who first debuted on The Muppet Show back in 1976. And Emma Stone is also celebrating a birthday today. The 2-time Oscar winner is 37. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
About time for Miss Piggy.
Definitely get some representation.
Yeah, finally. All the little Muppet boys had too much attention. Now it's her time to shine.
And I think it was, Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone who are going to work on that together?
Emma Stone's birthday.
It was Jennifer Lawrence and someone else working on that?
Oh, yeah, it is Emma Stone. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. They're both so funny, just very naturally funny. I think they'd be a perfect fit for that project.
Also excited for the K-pop sequel.
Yes.
The K-pop Demon Hunters.
Demon Hunters.
Love it. You still need to watch it. Have you started on my list of things you need to watch during rainy season?
The list this week is it's Wicked 1,
yes. And K-pop Demon Hunters.
The Demon Hunters 1 as well.
Okay,
yes.
So got a lot of homework to do.
Yes.
All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, well, the first look at Hermiston's latest housing development and the perks that buyers can take advantage of. Plus, what drivers need to know as Washington road crews shift into winter mode to tackle snow and ice. All the details are coming up in your next half hour, but first, your Tech Bites.
Well, in today's Tech Bites, Apple may be turning to Google to power up its Siri's artificial intelligence features. According to Bloomberg, Apple plans to use a custom version of Google's Gemini AI model Apple will reportedly pay $1 billion a year to access the technology. The IRS announced that its direct file program will not be available next year. It is a Biden-era system to file tax returns for free, and it's been praised as fast and easy, but private tax preparation companies have lobbied against it. Treasury Secretary says there are better alternatives. Finally, Discord is rolling out new parental oversight options, all meant to give parents a better understanding of what their teens are doing on the chat app. They include viewing purchases for the past week and even show who they've been messaging the most. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Mola Lenghi. Have a great day.
I'm a big rock. And while you're down there posing for pictures, I'm seeing the bigger picture from up here. And this little birdie's telling me it's time for this rock to roll. Photobomb! And if you don't have the right insurance, this could really flatten your savings.
Awesome.
So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
So there I was, scrolling eBay,
when I saw this.
Still in the box. It's like the exact same one my mom wore.
This whole time, it was right there on eBay.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Good. Campbell's.
Good.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, it is National Men Make Dinner Day.
Oh, okay.
What are you making tonight? Can I come over and eat it?
I don't think you would like it too. My cooking is like 5 out of 10.
Mine's like pretty non-existent. A
Non-existent.
little bit.
You ever had jambalaya before?
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's not
Can
like
you make that?
It's not legitimate jambalaya. It's just Zatarans and like chopped
That's
up
okay.
smoked
I'm still
sausage.
coming over to eat
It's
it.
still pretty good.
Cool. And that's kind of the food to eat for this weather. I would think so.
You want something like hot, like or a soup,
Oh
a
my
soup
gosh.
or a stew or chili
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, as it's going to be wet and it will be cool out there. It's going to be windy as well. So a lot of big weather stories as we get closer and closer to the weekend. We are closer and closer to the end of this atmospheric river as well. It is really going to start to wind down after 4 a.m. tomorrow. The winds, though, they are going to be a persistent theme for today, tonight, and for tomorrow. A little bit of snow late tonight into Friday for Cascade Passes, not very much, though. Highs staying cool, lows turning colder by Friday night. Okay, first alert radar is showing you just a little bit of light rainfall right now in the Cascades. Lower elevations looking dry, but that is not going to be the case throughout the course of the day. Wind gusts also mostly staying in the mountains for now. That is also not going to be the case throughout the rest of the day. Right now, temperatures are really running the gamut, right? 36 in Ellensburg, 56 in the Tri-Cities, and 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Here's your umbrella cast for this Thursday in the Tri-Cities. Little shower chances through the late afternoon, but really it's going to be the late afternoon to early evening when we're going to see our best time frame for rain. So for today, 50s and 60s for lower elevations. It's going to be damp, it's going to be gusty, and this storm system, like I just mentioned, could turn a little bit wintry for our Cascade Passes. I'll show you that snow map coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. We start this half hour of news in Hermiston, where the city is growing and growing fast. With data centers already built or in development, city leaders say new jobs are on the way. That growth is fueling a surge in housing, and one local builder says it's creating opportunity for working families. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen explains why Hayden Homes believes now is the best time to buy.
1, 2, 3.
In Hermiston's Columbia Ridge neighborhood, new homes are rising to meet the growing demand. Hayden Homes has just unveiled its newest model, the Hudson, a single-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage and more than 1,500 square feet.
We work really hard to be able to provide a home that is attainable to those area median income wage earners.
With the starting price around $300,000, well below the Umatilla County average of over $400,000, Hayden Homes is focusing on households earning between 100 and 120% of the local median income. Qualifying buyers can lock in a special 3.99% interest rate, bringing payments to about $1,100 a month. And through the company's Partner Perks program, local employees like those at Hapo Credit Union can get an extra $10,000 off the list price.
As town expands and you see new developments coming in and finding locations that work and spaces to do that becomes a challenge, but I think the city's done a really good job of planning.
A city study shows Hermiston could eventually see up to 11 major data center campuses, bringing engineers, construction trades, and support staff that will drive long-term growth.
Knowing the need for housing is a big deal for us. It's really our niche, and so being able to provide those homes for the hardworking families is a big deal.
With new land just annexed for development and builders already breaking ground, the future may be arriving sooner than expected. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Dan. And the Hudson model is now open for tours in the Columbia Ridge neighborhood. Hayden Homes says it plans to keep expanding in Hermiston as new jobs and new families continue to move in. 5:35 and in statewide news now, as temperatures drop across Washington, road crews are shifting the streets into winter mode. The Washington State Department of Transportation says they're ready to tackle snow and ice, and they want drivers to be ready also. Crew members have been training and checking equipment statewide, and officials say many pass closures each year come down to drivers not following winter safety rules. These are things like going too fast or ignoring chain requirements.
Winter came a little bit early this year, about 3 weeks in advance. We've had snow for quite some time now, to the point where we have closed Chinook and Cayuse passes. Right now, we have full staffing. Every single maintenance employee that's available is working 24/7 and around the clock.
So drivers will see more maintenance employees patrolling for snow and ice in the mountain passes. And for the latest conditions, drivers can use the WashDOT mobile app, or you can sign up for text alerts before hitting the road. WashDOT is also hiring for seasonal winter positions. This includes snowplow operators and highway maintenance workers. Coming up next, the intense rally that could propel the Prosser Mustangs closer to their first state appearance since 2018. We're talking local sports right after the break.
Philadelphia, Green Bay, Monday Night Football at 5. Apple Valley News Now.
So, what do we have for you this year?
This month on GMA, are you ready for
Deals and steals on my favorite things.
It's Oprah time.
Only on GMA with Tori, of course.
Only on
Good Morning America.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Jordan.
Thanks, guys.
Because when you feel protected, you can dream fearlessly.
Go long.
Bundle and save up to 40%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Want your home or business to remain clean? Here to meet all your janitorial needs, R&S Janitorial Services. They have serviced the Valley for over 20 years, specialized in cleaning all offices and businesses to warehouses, commercial buildings, and more. R&S keeps the inside of your business or workplace clean and professional at all times. You keep doing what you do best and let R&S do the rest. Call R&S Janitorial Services at 509-840-7100 today.
'Tis the season for hosting, for baking and roasting and getting dressed up to the nines. But no matter how smart they've prepped for the party, they stay in the kitchen all night. Oh, the most wonderful stories start here. Find your next holiday story at Macy's.
Locally owned and operated, Fable has quickly become one of the Tri-Cities' favorite dining destinations for lunch, brunch, and dinner. Now offering breakfast 7 days a week starting at 7 a.m. Farm to table, savory to sweet, and everything in between. Fable Craft Bar, your all-day dining destination starting with breakfast at 7 a.m. 7 days a week. On the river, north end of Columbia Center Boulevard.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Jordan.
Thanks, guys.
Because when you feel protected, you can dream fearlessly.
Go long.
Bundle and save up to 40%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
The city needs us at our best, even when things are at their worst.
113, all hands on. Pull.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of snow for our Cascade passes tonight into tomorrow, but not much, folks. We're talking like 3 inches for US 12, 2 inches for I-90. An inch for US 97 at Blewett Pass, not even that for US 97 at Sadis Pass, and also less than an inch for Tollgate at Oregon 204. Let's take it back down to lower elevations. High temperatures staying cool, mostly staying in the 50s over the next 7 days. The caveat for that would be for today with those winds coming out of the south that brings some warmer air sliding down the face of the Blue Mountains. So low to mid 60s, the warmer, or the closer you are to the Blue Foothills, the warmer you are, but we're going to be in the 50s in the valleys. In the Yakima Valley, we will stay in the 50s over the next 7 days, and the lower Columbia Basin will also be in the 50s from Friday moving forward. Overnight lows dropping down into the 30s for Friday night and then deeper into the weekend. Now for tonight, still low to mid 40s. It's kind of the same deal with those winds still out of the south and west. So the closer you are to the foothills, the warmer you are. But that is not going to be the case for Friday night, as we'll see that big dip in temperatures right around freezing, and the lower Columbia Basin could even have some upper 20s in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. The two biggest weather stories over the next 24 to 36 hours, that would be the rain and the winds, and I'm tracking both coming up in a few minutes.
Talking local sports now, playoff time means that the pressure is on, and how teams deal with adversity and nerves can determine the outcome of games.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable spoke with Prosser's volleyball team, who were prepared for the playoff intensity.
A game to decide third place in the CWAC between Prosser and East Valley. The winner advancing to a play-in game for the state tournament. Trailing nearly the entire first set, Prosser rallied back to take set one.
Because we know what's at stake, right? Like tonight was loser out, and so you don't want to be the one who's out. And so I think sometimes we unintentionally put that pressure on ourselves, especially too when we know that we're a good team.
After some miscues at the beginning, it was smooth sailing for the rest of the match, winning in 3 straight sets.
Our team has been prioritizing like having a good mindset no matter what we come up against and no matter what struggles we have in the game. And so I think that us practicing that during practice, us prioritizing that, us putting that first as an athlete, because I know that that's something that athletes struggle with, us putting that first helps us so much within a game and within those little slumps that we have.
I think we did a really good job talking and being aggressive. Our hitters are swinging line. Our blockers are putting up a really nice block. We were serving in really good. I think we had about 11 aces this game. That was really exciting for us. So I think that overall intensity, like you said, was amazing.
The Mustangs have made it this far in the past, but this year it's different.
It was definitely a buildup of moments because we have been here before in the past, like last year and the year before that, but we haven't delivered. And so it was a lot of intensity coming up during those practices just to be able to like make it to this point and then win at this point, which was a big deal to us.
And now riding that momentum, the Mustangs are just 1 win away from their first trip to the state tournament since 2018. In Prosser, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Prosser advances and goes on the road to take on Archbishop Murphy this Saturday.
The winner of that game punches their ticket into the state tournament.
Woohoo. Good luck to them.
Yes.
All right, keep it here because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh is back with your full First Alert weather forecast. It's all on the other side of the break. Any hints, Josh?
Wet and windy.
There you go.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is giving you something to be thankful for this November. Gobble, gobble, and dish up a big win. Over $55,000 in cash and prizes are waiting to be dished up and served out. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 6 lucky winners will pick 3 dishes and win over $1,000 in cash and prizes. Then for the grand prize, one of 3 lucky winners will be served up to $10,000 in cash on November 29th. Come dish up a win this season at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Not being able to see up close can be frustrating. Introducing Eye Candy, the sweet new way to see everything bigger, brighter, and better than ever before. This lightweight, easy-to-hold magnifier utilizes an optical-grade lens that enlarges print by 300%. Yes, 300%. Embedded in Eye Candy's frame are 12 anti-glare LED lights that dramatically help increase clarity. It's a flashlight and magnifier in one. Lightweight and portable, Eye Candy is ideal for dimly lit restaurants. Read recipes, prescription bottles, or nutritional information. Order now to get your Eye Candy for only $19.99. But wait, there's breaking news. Eye Candy may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Eye Candy is shutting down and stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 Eye Candies per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-931-3546 or visit tryeyecandy.com. That's 1-800-931-3546. Order now.
They're not fancy. No leather seats, no powerful sound systems, but they have wheels, seatbelts, and AC. These are Apple Valley News Now cruisers, and they go where news happens. Because Apple Valley News Now is everywhere you need us to be.
Reporting in Yakima,
Hermiston, Kennewick, Walla Walla.
From the Blues to the Cascades, one television station leads the way with local news you trust. Oh, and when you see one of our cruisers, please go ahead and wave. We're Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Always on your side.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by never settling. But what's really made Ford F-Series #1 is you.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are at the tail end of this atmospheric river, but we still have another 24 hours to go. Let's show you that with Futurecast radar. All right, 8 this morning, seeing some spotty showers on the map. By lunchtime, here's that next big round of rainfall arriving to the Cascades, and that is going to become very widespread into the afternoon and evening. 5 p.m. looking pretty wet out there. Then by midnight, you can see this, really the tail end of the atmospheric river on top of the Blues, then some leftover showers in the wake of that in the Cascades. Those would be snow showers at that point. And then by lunchtime, looking mostly dry, definitely a lot drier after lunchtime though. And then you see for lower elevations, a mostly dry day on Friday, not just mostly dry, but mostly sunny on top of that. If that went by a little too fast, sometimes that can look like splatter paint for sure. You can see hour-by-hour precip chances for your home address. And that would be by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app, free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting through 4 p.m. tomorrow. Keep in mind, for the mountains, this would be both rainfall and melted snowfall, so over an inch of that in the Cascades and not much doing to the east of there, but models have trended a little bit wetter for the foothills and the Blues, 0.2 to 0.5 inches expected there. Okay, our forecast after today looking a lot drier for lower elevations. Maybe a little shower chance coming back to the lower Columbia Basin by Wednesday, but that is about all she wrote. So that, you know, we've squared away the rainfall part of this forecast. Now let's talk about the winds. 20 to 45 mile per hour gusts for today, tonight, and for tomorrow. So I'll just step off the screen and, you know, just kind of pay attention to your location and the value. So for today, 20 to 35 mile per hour gusts. For tonight, I think this is probably going to be the strongest time frame, gust around 40 to 45 miles per hour for the Cascades, for the Basin, for the foothills, and for the Blues. And then for tomorrow, about 20 to 40 mile per hour gusts as well. This time the strongest gusts in the Kittitas Valley as the cold front passes and the wind gusts turn out of the north and west. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Almost a 50-50 chance the rain reaches us during the day, but rain will be much more likely this evening. In Yakima, rain likely today and tonight, then a much drier stretch of weather. Then for Ellensburg, wet weather likely Thursday, then winds picking up Friday as winds again shift out of the north and west. They'll shoot down the mountain gap. Then for Hermiston, rain chances increasing during the late afternoon and into the evening, drying out for Friday, but with winds turning up. And finally for Walla Walla, rain likely today and tonight, maybe some leftover showers for Friday, but dry weather on tap for the weekend.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We start with the top 5 local stories that you need to know. First up, Richland police arrested Raymond Smith after he broke into his neighbor's apartment and stole a rifle, a car, and many other items. The victim spotted him driving his car. Multiple agencies and the SWAT team responded to the incident. A search of Smith's apartment revealed the stolen merchandise, along with 2 other firearms that were reported stolen out of Oregon. Smith was already wanted by the Department of Corrections and had a history of violent behavior. This is why it prompted a coordinated effort to get him off the streets. Kennewick police have identified 2 suspects in the vandalism and attempted robbery at Hubby's Pizza. Security footage reveals 20-year-old Andres Medina Garcia and 18-year-old David Semenuk in the parking lot. The video also shows them stealing the car used in the incident. They're being asked to turn themselves in, but authorities say community tips will be crucial in making their arrests. And voting ended Tuesday night, but ballots are still being counted. In Yakima County, election officials are now working through a large backlog with 6,400 ballots received so far. While some races show a clear lead, others are extremely close, meaning every vote could make a difference. Voters with signature issues will be contacted to correct their ballots, and the county expects to certify final results by November 25th. Pasco City Council is looking to appoint someone to its at-large seat. Applications will be reviewed during the December 1st council meeting, with interviews and a selection at a special meeting on December 8th. The new member will take office at the beginning of next year. A link to apply is up on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. And Washington's Department of Transportation is preparing for winter. They're training crews, checking equipment, and patrolling mountain passes. Officials are urging drivers to follow safety rules like chain requirements and speed limits. Also, seasonal positions are open for snowplow operators and highway maintenance workers. Now to your national headlines this morning. A federal judge has ordered immediate improvements at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement processing facility, this one near Chicago, and the judge issued an emergency restraining order on Wednesday after hearing testimony from former detainees about unsanitary conditions and limited access to lawyers at the Broadview Detention Center. In his ruling, the judge called the lack of working showers reminiscent of a World War II concentration camp. The order requires officials to provide detainees clean bedding, regular showers, 3 meals a day, and the ability to call their attorney. The federal government says 6 temporary holding cells are cleaned daily and blames Illinois state law for overcrowding. The emergency order will remain in effect until November 19th. In your business news, the age of a first-time home buyer is the oldest it has ever been. The median age is now 40 years old, and the National Association of Realtors also says the share of first-time buyers in the market has fallen to 21%, which is a record low. That group of buyers has contracted by 50% since 2007, just before the Great Recession. The NAR says its research reveals 2 evolving snapshots of the housing market. One group of buyers has significant housing equity and can make big down payments and all cash offers. Meanwhile, the first-time buyer group continues to have difficulty getting into the market. High mortgage rates and home prices continue to be barriers. In your health headlines, there's an important health alert for you if you've recently bought some peaches. Moonlight Companies is recalling several lots of its white and yellow peaches because of a potential for listeria contamination. The California-grown peaches were sold at retail stores nationwide. This was between September 16th and October 29th. They were sold individually or as multi-packs, and the FDA says listeria was identified in the packing facility. No illnesses have been reported to date. Moonlight Company says if packages or stickers contain the words Washington and or organic, they're not part of the recall. And making headlines in science, it's a topic that has long puzzled paleontologists: how to tell the difference in the sex of dinosaurs based on fossils. Now, new research may help with identifying genders of the hadrosaur group. Those large reptiles were on the Earth tens of millions of years ago. This was during the late Cretaceous period. Their bones have been found on multiple continents, and a study reveals some of those dinosaurs had bone injuries past the base of their tails. So scientists believe those were females, and the injuries came from males who mounted them during the mating process. They say the injuries were not fatal and showed signs of healing, but in some cases it appeared the dinosaurs were injured more than once, which could mean they made it again. The research team says more studies are needed, and that would include studying more fossils from multiple continents and using computer simulations to hone in on the tail movements. Talking sports now, it was a tough night on the ice for the Seattle Kraken. San Jose jumped out to an early lead, scoring just over a minute into the game. Rookie Ryan Winterton answered back with his first NHL goal to tie things up at 1 in the first period, but the Sharks took control from there, adding another goal before the break and 3 more in the third to pull away. The Kraken fall to San Jose 6-1. They'll look to bounce back Saturday when they visit the St. Louis Blues. Trending this morning now, there's something special taking place in Paris that's to die for, literally.
French officials are holding a lottery where people can win a burial plot in one of the city's legendary cemeteries. Oh, man.
Père-Lachaise Montmartre or Montparnasse, I'm just guessing.
Yeah,
I don't think. Something like that.
It's a very French name, and I'm from Alabama, so you don't want me to pronounce that.
Actually, I kind of want to hear you try it. Go ahead.
Père-Lachaise Montmartre or Montparnasse. See, it's
Magnifico. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Well, the goal is to restore aging tombs, and winners will get the chance to purchase and fix one of 30 for about $4,600.
Okay, and these aren't just any cemeteries. They're the final resting places of icons like singer Jim Morrison, playwright Oscar Wilde, writer Jean-Paul Sartre, and painter Edgar Degas. I know I said that wrong. But the lottery closes December 31st, so if you've ever dreamed of spending eternity among the legends, this might be your chance.
Listen, if I'm going to get buried in Paris, take part my bones and just throw me down in the catacombs, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care after that,
Yeah.
you know?
It sounds like it would be a little cheaper than $4,600.
Yeah,
you know?
who wants to do all that? Apparently, I mean, it is really expensive to die also.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
And according to people I've talked to, Jim Morrison is still alive. He's still out and about with Elvis and Tupac.
There we go. Yeah, not for me. But hey. All right, keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Washington is investing millions to clean up the air. We're going to break down the $25 million effort and explain who could qualify for new grants to replace polluting engines. Plus, if you're thinking about baby names, stay tuned as we reveal the top picks for boys and girls in 2025 and which names just made the top 10 for the first time.
I'm gonna name you 6'7".
Oh, goodness gracious, please don't. But there's somebody in the world that's probably gonna do that.
I think so.
Josh, what are you tracking?
Well, I'm tracking the tail end of this atmospheric river, but wind gusts still persistent through Friday. So I'll talk about all the things coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.